Hello everyone, welcome back to Into Sports. I'm your host Evan, and today we're talking about the breaking news in the NFL. Saints quarterback Taysom Hill will be the starter over Jameis Winston Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. So after this week, once we see him play, I'll probably make a film video about it and tell you whether he can be the future quarterback in New Orleans. So subscribe for that. That's coming next week. But let's ask ourselves, why is Taysom Hill the starter? Well, I think it's because Sean Payton does not trust Jameis Winston. Last week, in relief for Drew Brees, Winston threw the ball down the field like once. The first time he threw it, it was almost picked off. And that was just like a 12-yard throw. So I think Sean Payton is very nervous and doesn't trust Winston to control the football. And also, Sean Payton wants to see what he has with his quarterback, Taysom Hill. Because next season, the Saints are probably going to have to commit to a new franchise guy with Drew Brees likely retiring. And this, 4-game window or whatever it may be with Drew Brees out is the opportunity to see if Taysom Hill is that guy, is the quarterback of the future for New Orleans. Because Sean Payton has loved what he's seen for a while now with Taysom Hill. He's kept him on the roster a long time. He's waxed poetically about Taysom Hill for years now. So this is his chance to see if he can really work as a starter in the National Football League. And he wants to see if that ability he sees in Taysom Hill can translate into success. And you can see it in practice all you want, but you got to see it in the game if you're going to commit to him long term as a franchise quarterback. But just talking about this week, just this week, I actually like starting Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston. I think it helps the Saints' chances. Not by a big amount, but just by a slight amount. Here's why. Well, Taysom Hill and Lamar Jackson, before their first start, they were both known as better runners than passers. And Lamar Jackson in his first start, 120 rushing yards. Defenses don't know how to prepare. And the Falcons are coming off a bye, but this is not going to be a very useful bye for them. First they prepare for Drew Brees, then he gets injured. Then they prepare for Jameis Winston, then the Saints opt to go to Taysom Hill. So Raheem Morris and company, that coaching staff for Atlanta, they're going to have to adapt very quickly on Sunday based on what they see early in that game. But what can we expect from this New Orleans offense? Well, I expect a lot of quarterback power. We've seen this a lot from New Orleans when Taysom Hill is at quarterback. Pull guards, block it up, and quarterback just run power. And I also think they're going to use a lot of play action. We've also seen this when Taysom Hill enters the game. They try to push it downfield. They take a deep shot. Because I don't think we see the classic Brees, Sean Payton type of offense where it's dink and dunk, surgical, dissect you. Because Taysom Hill doesn't have that kind of ball placement. He doesn't have that kind of decision making. He doesn't have that kind of sense of timing and rhythm that Drew Brees has. That's not his game. So I expect a much different offense, a lot of quarterback runs. I don't think it's going to be too much on the shoulders of Taysom Hill. They'll make it easy for him, running the ball with Kamara, running the ball himself with that offensive line. But I think much different offense complicates game plan for this Falcons coaching staff. But the question I want to answer today is, can he be the future for New Orleans? And before he starts his first NFL game as a quarterback, I would put the odds at no. Right now, I don't see him being the starter in 5 years for the Saints. I think to be the starter, which could definitely happen, but if he wants to be that, he's going to have to become a much more refined passer than he's been in his first 20 career throws. And guys develop as better passers all the time. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, but those guys are 22, 23 years old. Taysom Hill is 30 years old. It's surprising because we haven't seen him much, but he's been sitting on the bench. He's been doing special teams for a while now. So that factor, that age factor, I think is going to make it much more difficult for him to become that guy. I think it's available because we see guys develop all the time. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, but not when they're 30 years old. So that throws a wrench into the equation. And Taysom Hill's a good arm. He can develop. He can extend plays. And in today's game, you don't have to be surgical from the pocket. It's about what can you make, what can you extend with your own ability. Extend a play, take a hit, make a throw downfield, off schedule. And today's game, where it's more based on that instead of being surgical in the pocket, I think that plays into Taysom Hill's favor. I think Sean Payton's going to use Taysom Hill's legs effectively. That's going to be the focal point of the offense. But if he doesn't become a starting level thrower, then I think he's going to be too predictable. Lamar Jackson is an NFL thrower at this point in his career, easily. He's a starting quarterback thrower. But teams are uncovering the blueprint on his running. So his production's down, his offense is worse. So as these guys' career go on, it's more about the throwing and also the scrambling. But teams kind of figure out how to stop those designed runs. So you can take off if you're standing in the pocket, no receivers are open. That's always going to be there. But designed runs, read option, quarterback power, that stuff starts to get figured out as you play more and more. So if he wants to be the future in New Orleans, Taysom needs to show that ability to hit the open throws and then make plays off schedule with his arm and legs. I think he's going to be unpredictable for this week for the Falcons, and it's going to make it very difficult for Raheem Morris. I'll predict a close Saints win, but it's very tough to predict with Taysom Hill being the starter in New Orleans.